What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. It is now one sleep away from the NFC Championship, and I'm here today to give some flowers. You know, you got to give folks their flowers while they're still here to smell them. I want to give some respect and some flowers to Washington's secret formula to success in the playoff. Today, we're going to talk about playoff Dyami Brown. Let's get at it. Back-to-back legacy performances by Dyami Brown have helped significantly push Washington into the NFC Championship. But before we get to that, this video, like all videos this year, brought to you and powered by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, home of the fastest payouts in the industry. YouTube 150 is the promo code. Please bet responsibly. Dyami Brown, playoff Dyami, they call him downtown Dyami Brown, has went absolutely nuts. Considering the entire season, we've pretty much held a job fair at the wide receiver position. It's been a year-long audition. Noah Brown held it down for a significant part of the season, but there were limitations to Noah Brown's game. You know, with Dyami Brown finally stepping up in the playoffs, one, it's not something that's been on folks' scouting report. Two, man, he's doing it all. He's catching screen passes. He's going deep. He's stretching the field. He's going vertical. I see a refined route tree by Dyami Brown. Not only do I see a refined route tree by Dyami Brown, I see strong hands. Other than one pass that was knocked out of his hands by the Detroit Lions, strong hands. He's finally attacking the football, and he's getting separation on a consistent basis. Through 2 playoff games thus far, on 13 targets, 11 catches for 187 and a touchdown. I'm going to say that one more time if you did not hear me correctly. 13 targets in 2 playoff games. He has 11 catches for 187 and a touchdown. That is 17 yards a catch for Dyami Brown. That is uncharted waters for us because we've been waiting for this breakout since he got to the league. We've been waiting for it since he got to the league. You know, some guys are late bloomers. Dyami's definitely been a late bloomer, but he is holding it down right now. He's going crazy, and he is physical. Y'all seen him put that shoulder on that boy versus Tampa? Ducked his shoulder, ran Bama over. You don't really see that from wide receivers, you know. Over the years, Dyami has obviously put on some pounds and put on some muscle. You've seen it, and it hasn't affected his speed because he's one of the few receivers on this team that has the speed to run a wide receiver screen, who actually understands what holes to go through and how to maneuver through the minutia when you get a screen pass. Dyami, man, I can't say enough about what I've seen during the playoff, and we're going to need him on Sunday. Last time we played Philadelphia, the key to that game was that we figured out ways to beat them vertically. Terry vertically up the sideline against Quinyon Mitchell. Dyami vertical, backed up against our own end zone, one-on-one with Darius Slay. Jaden Daniels dropped it in the bucket. We have a quarterback. One of his many superpowers is his deep ball accuracy. It is huge and vital that we get some vertical shots and that we capitalize. We make them count versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We cannot waste drives versus this defense. This is the best defense in the league. But we saw chinks in the armor last time. I see chinks in the armor again. I watched Stafford slinging that thing in him in the snow. No pause. You know what I meant. You know what I mean. But Dyami Brown is the key and the X factor in this game tomorrow for the Philadelphia Eagles. They knocked him out the game early last time. We know the fumble in the second half, but we found ways to challenge that secondary vertically, and Dyami's doing it in a multitude of fashions right now for the team. Also, the reason why Jahan Dotson was flipped in the offseason is because Cliff Kingsbury has a tenacity, a viciousness, of physicality his receivers need to be. Jahan was like, nah, I'm already the starter. I was a first round pick. I don't need to get busy like that. No, the way our receivers block, the way our receivers get hands on defenders, it matters. It all matters. Go back to that screen pass touchdown Terry took to the crib versus the Lions last week. Bunch formation, way wider than we ever seen a bunch formation. Dyami and OZ in front, Terry behind him. They lead him to the end zone because they picked up their blocks. If Jahan was one of those receivers, you know what would have happened? They put two receivers to match the two guys in the front of the bunch, and one of them would have missed, and Terry gets tackled for a couple-yard gain instead of a 62-yard touchdown. But what Dyami and OZ did was they got their hands in the chest of those defenders. They opened up the yellow brick road for Terry to then have a one-on-one foot race to the end zone, and Kirby Joseph don't want that smoke. Terry turned back the clock to 2019, and that 4.3 speed was back in effect in a major way. But you cannot discount Dyami's impact on that. That deep post that he caught on two defenders versus the Lions, beautiful anticipatory throw by Jaden Daniels. He threw it to a spot. Dyami Brown was not open on that play. It's hard to get open when you got a safety and a corner running on your hip. But look at the play here. Kirby Joseph's fingers are in his face mask. One, that's a penalty, but we're not going to sit here and cry about penalties. That's what Eagles fans do. That's pussy. That's not what we're going to do on this side. We're going to still catch the ball because that's what we do. Dyami Brown, over the shoulder, drop in the bucket. Might as well walk it to him, Jaden Daniels. Comes down with the catch, and one of the more beautiful plays Washington has seen in the passing game in weeks. Easy money. Easy money. Second drive of the game, I would have liked Dyami to hold on to that pass that they knocked out of his hands because we then had to settle for a field goal. We did get points up on that drive, but that was also a beautiful throw by Jaden Daniels. Dyami's been huge for us, man. Dyami's been flashing. He's been gearing up for this, and he wants a contract. He is in his final year of his rookie contract and will be an unrestricted free agent. And what he's saying right now is, talk to me nicely. We have a quarterback here. If I could get the targets, I can make things happen. You know, it wasn't all on the quarterbacks. I think it just was coming slower for Dyami in this league. The quarterbacks were definitely a factor, but when you finally have one of those ones, the confidence rises. And I think the Noah Brown injury, we hope Noah Brown is okay, by the way. Internal kidney, lung, whatever it is, that sounds like a bad situation. But ever since then, we've had to give Dyami a bigger role. And as we rolled into the playoffs, he's the one. He's the number two. He's the starting receiver opposite Terry McLaurin. We already know what Scary going to do. We're in the playoffs right now. Scary going to get his. We're going to make sure he gets his targets. But we've been wondering for so long, who's going to be that second option for this offense? Dyami is going so crazy right now. He's starting to look like a starting wide receiver in this league. He's starting to look like a factor. He's starting to look like something defensive coordinators need to circle and say, all right, guys, we got to get a grip on this guy because he's killing defenses right now. He's killing defenses. He's running cross routes. He's running over routes. He's running deep routes. He's running screen passes. He's blocking. He's running guys over. His body language looks good. I want to see more touchdown celebrations. I want to see him in the end zone in Philadelphia. I want to see him hitting more TikTok dances because he deserves what he's getting right now. So I'm going to give him his flowers while he's here. You know, as a fan base, we've kicked Dyami's back in so many times. We called him Documentary Dyami. You made a Netflix looking special on your YouTube channel. Where's the production? 300 yards on the season and one touchdown. For so long, I've been saying Dyami's good for one play a year. Well, playoff Dyami is he's rewriting the entire story. And you're starting to see this guy has a role carved out for him in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. And as the coaching hiring cycle is about to conclude, Cliff's going to be back for another year. I think Dyami has found himself a home in this offense. I'm not saying go break the bank or nothing like that. And his production so far cumulatively does not suggest that we have to do such. But I think Dyami's earned himself a pretty little penny in the offseason and earned himself a spot on this roster going forward. I'm proud of this dude. Shout out to my boy Jack. We be DMing back and forth, one of Dyami's guys that helps him with his content and his camera work and stuff like that. We've been talking in the DM, so hyped for what Dyami is doing. Drop that shoulder on these boys in Philadelphia. Let's find that end zone again and keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. This team is playing with newfound confidence, consistency, and our offense is a walking scoring drive. Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Reed Blankenship, C.D. Gardner-Johnson, who Philadelphia fans talk about like he's Ed Reed or Palomalu. They're good, but they do not scare me. And they better have Dyami high on that scouting report, because him and Terry are both going off in the playoffs right now. Our passing attack has been potent, and I think it's going to continue on Sunday afternoon in Philadelphia, because once we're going, I don't care who you line up in front of us, this offense is moving. 300 yards on the season in comparison to 168, 143, and 165. You could pretty much combine two of his best seasons, and it's about this season, 10 yards a catch, but the opportunities weren't there too early. He got phased out when we brought Noah Brown in the building. We've seen the deep ball sprinkled in here and there. We saw the touchdown versus the Cleveland Browns. We saw the lefty bomb throw he made versus Dallas. I think Cliff might get back to that at some point. Cliff might get back to that because Dyami got a better arm. I swear his arm's as good as our backup quarterbacks and our third string. But, man, everything you're doing right now is working. Don't switch the game plan up. Keep playing with this confidence. Strong hands at the point of attack. And keep getting open, because 5 going to get you the ball. Every single drive, every single play matters this week versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We cannot beat ourselves with simple mistakes. So, Dyami, I'm proud of you. I'm giving you your flowers. Keep that shit going into the NFC Championship, because we need you to get active tomorrow versus these boys. Last time we played them, I saw you beat Darius Slay on that go ball against our own end zone. Let's dial it up again. Rinse, Washington, repeat. The X factor for the Washington Commanders tomorrow is playoff Dyami Brown, coming off back-to-back legacy performances. This is when players carve a niche and a name for themselves in this league. And right now, y'all need to put some respect with a capital K at the end on Dyami Brown's name, because he is getting active, and I think it continues at the link tomorrow. That's all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. YouTube 150 is the promo code. Please bet responsibly. And put your money on the Washington Commanders tomorrow, because we're wearing the Shock the World kits one more time. White tops, burgundy bottoms, burgundy tops. Let's get active, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the watch party. I'll be live all day starting at 2 p.m. Until then, hail to the Washington Commanders. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders.